Death Valley Days, where Western history comes alive. With your host, Dale Robertson.
Stories of the Old West are stories of hardships and adventure, of dreams and of courage. Stories of the American pioneer are all a part of our past, of our heritage. The shimmering heat, the dust, and the longing for gold brought out the worst and the best of the men who sought fortunes on the desert in the 19th century. Men from totally different walks of life were thrown together. Unique friendships were made. And sometimes, a man's life depended on the faith of one who but a few days before was a total stranger. This is what happens in our story tonight, which took place in the Arizona Territory at early candlelight.
What's the matter with you? Can't you burn?
Yeah, having trouble, Nat?
That's a dang stove. I must have come over on the Mayflower. Won't burn or nothing.
Oh, looky there. Now, ain't those pretty?
Now, you needn't bother with the remarks. Just help yourself and keep going.
I'm just telling you how pretty they are. And you know they got staying power, too. Mine stayed with me all day yesterday.
Just like a piece of leather.
Yeah, so you better go light with them, fellas. What's left over, we use to mend our saddles.
Well, I'm quitting. You guys can cook your own dang food.
You getting ready to leave us, boy?
You saying I ain't?
Well, no, but we got kind of verbal agreement, ain't we?
Kinda.
Well, you gonna back out on that?
Well, I ain't a cook and I never will be.
Sure be sorry to see you go, Nat. Never had a better cook around here.
It appears like the boys don't agree with you on that, huh?
Yeah, well, that ain't what they were saying a minute ago.
Now, about this verbal agreement, I mean, I'm not going to hold you to it. It wouldn't stand up in no court of law. I'll tell you this much, we do need you.
Man hires on, he gives his word he's going to stay. Ain't much of a man if he goes.
Well, now?
I didn't leave home to do no cooking and stick around camp all day.
Well, now, that's kind of the agreement we made when we took you on. I mean, you do the cooking, and we get somebody to take your place.
Don't look like it'll ever happen. Don't look like I'll ever mind.
Keep a good eye on that gold in there.
Now, you cheer up, boy. Things will get better, all right?
Those are the broadest toes I've ever seen, mister.
And of my own creation. Terence O'Toole is the name. Sailor by profession.
Sailor? What are you doing around here?
Feeling the land. There's a fascination in all places, you know.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. You seen the world?
Every inch of it. And sample the liquor in every waterfront saloon. Not that I'd be recommending that to you, lad.
I'm gonna see the world someday. I'm gonna hit every port.
Are you now?
I got the wanderlust.
Oh, is she beckoning you too, lad? The siren of the sea far off like the call of eternity? Well, for the moment, I think you better let eternity wait. Right now, I'd say a coffee mirror would best serve your purpose.
Are you looking for a place?
I'd be untruthful if I denied it.
Can you cook?
Can I cook? It's many of the shipboard passengers feasted on the delicacies of O'Toole.
Well, there's an opening right here as cook. Oh, it's not anything much, but like flapjacks and bacon for breakfast, or beans or jerky or...
Beans and jerky. Phew! It's the challenge of it I'll be savoring.
Oh, and there's something else important. The miners keep the gold with them at night, but it's kept in there during the day. And that's part of your job, to keep an eye on it.
It's a grave responsibility, it is, indeed.
Each man has his own pouch, but it's divided equally on Sundays. Now, if you're going to take on the job, Mr. O'Toole, well, I'll help you for a while till you get started.
Terence it is, lad.
Nat Miller.
Well, Staff, we'll be staying on a bit. You handsome devil. Now, don't you go play acting on me. He's so weary he can't even show his joy.
Why do you call your mule Falstaff?
Shakespeare, me boy, Shakespeare.
I've done some of his reading, too. I want to write someday after I travel, so I have something to write about.
Well, it's what's in your heart you want to put on paper, boy. What you feel deep inside that you want to share with others.
You don't talk like nobody I ever knew. You ain't like nobody else.
Oh, many's the time I've said that to myself, boy, when I was swabbing out the galley. O'Toole, I'd say you're a very special man. There's nobody like you. But I've had a devil of a time convincing the rest of the world. Now, the fire is that believing. It waits patiently for the wood. While you and me stand jabbering here, the trusting, patient fire dies out.
Oh, you sure can do things with food.
And you've the appetite to appreciate the talent.
Well, how's it going, O'Toole?
Oh, you and your men will have to make that judgment, Mr. Long.
Oh, he's sure a good cook, and he doesn't need my help, right?
Well, your services are always welcome, Nat. But if you're pressing duties in the mine tomorrow, I'll not be objecting.
Well, we'll wait and see how it works out.
Tomorrow, lad. Mr. Long.
Well, maybe.
So you ran away from home, huh, lad?
Yeah. Well, I asked if I could go, but they said no. So I went on my own.
Nothing for you there, boy.
Oh, it wasn't that I don't care for my folks, because I do. I just had to get going. I had to begin my life. You know what I mean.
I know. I did the same thing myself a long time ago in a faraway place. And what I felt then is no different from your own feelings.
I want to make a big gold strike, and I want to write, and I want to sail around the world.
O'Toole and Miller, we'll go sailing the seas together. Drink to it, lad, huh?
I can really write, O'Toole. I can write a verse at the drop of the hat. I'll write about our adventures wherever we go. First, I gotta look out for my ma and pa and sisters. I want to get them a ranch, and I want to see them fixed proper.
It's my own hopes you're speaking, lad. I've no parents left to understand, but I have a sister. It's my own hopes you're speaking of. My own hopes. Perhaps, exactly. Step right up, gentlemen. It is a pleasure to serve you this grand and glorious morning.
Good breakfast, O'Toole.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Long. Would you like to be working in the mine today, boy?
Sure.
And why shouldn't you? If it's unequal I am to cleaning up a few dishes, my name is something other than Terence O'Toole.
Well, I could tell Dan, see what he says.
You have your pick and shovel?
Got everything the others got.
Well, then off with you, boy.
Oh, you sure you don't need my help with the dishes?
Well, now that you mention the matter.
Scat. He said he didn't mind doing the dishes alone.
Matt, we don't know anything about that man down there.
Oh, Toole's honest, really.
Oh, Frank.
Snap right in two, Dan.
Well, I picked up some more when I was in town. They're down in the kitchen.
What are you doing here?
Well, I kept my bargain. Now you gotta cook. No reason why I can't mind.
You gonna trust our gold with that fancy-mouthed sailor?
Well, now, we're going to have to sometime or another, Ed, if he sticks around. Now, go on down and get yourself another pick handle.
Shiny little things. Turn.
Hey, Dad!
What's going on here?
Dan, I caught him stealing gold. He was putting gold into the toes of his shoes. Nobody ain't ever seen shoes like these. It's a fact, ain't it? Nobody here ain't never seen a pair of big-toed shoes like his. You know why? Because he had them special made to steal from miners like us. Now, we gonna work for our gold, but he's gonna take it.
You got anything to say for yourself, O'Toole?
It was the touch of the little gems I wanted is all.
You're a lying thief.
Well, how are you all so sure he ain't telling the truth?
Because I seen him.
Well, maybe you didn't see what you thought.
All right, all right. Go on, O'Toole.
You gentlemen who labor in the bowels of the earth to extract her treasures. Your work is difficult. It would be a foul deed I'd commit to rob you of your hard-earned gold. I stand innocent of charges.
I caught you taking it, and no highfalutin talk's gonna get you out of it. I'm in. What do you say?
Guilty.
Guilty. Terence O'Toole, you've been found guilty by every rule and law of miners' equity. I sentence you to be hung by your neck until you are dead. Sentence will be carried out tomorrow at early candle lighting. Zach, time up.
You can't do that, Dan. He's innocent. Oh, Toole's innocent.
That's for your friend's resting place. Now dig it nice and deep so he ain't disturbed.
Why do I gotta dig it?
Because the men are working in the mine. Now, we each got a job to do, and this one just happens to be yours.
You want your friend to sit out here with the buzzards?
You never liked him from the first.
I knew what he was the minute I laid eyes on him. A fancy-mouthed crook.
All right, Ed, that's enough. Let's get to work. Nat, you keep a good eye on him. If he gives you any trouble, you just come up and get me. Come on, Zach.
There's gonna be a hanging around here, someone. Now, if he ain't here, we're gonna hang somebody else, you see?
It's hard, isn't it?
Ain't the digging that bothers me, O'Toole. Because it's your grave.
Yeah, it's a fair trial I've had, boy. They allowed me to speak my piece.
You grateful to them for hanging you?
That I ain't. But it's many a land I've seen where a man is butchered like a chicken first. And the questions come later.
Don't make no difference, does it? They're gonna hang you anyway. And you're innocent.
Aye. Terence O'Toole has been falsely accused and wrongly condemned.
Of course you was. You never do anything like stealing. I kept telling them you're innocent.
Innocent? Dead.
Well, I ain't gonna let him do it, O'Toole.
Setting me free? Is that what you're about? What are you going to tell them?
I'll tell him you pulled my knife. And you knocked me down, and when I come to, you was gone.
Well, they'll not be accepting that.
You want to stay here and die?
I need your help. I'm not denying it. But I'm not going to let you hang in my place.
Well, I'm cutting the ropes, and you're gonna go.
Now, Nat! Are you going to set free a guilty man?
You'd have got your share when they divvy up on Sunday.
It was a base deed I committed. I'm not excusing it. But it takes many a share to buy a dowry. And the sea's in my blood, it's calling me. I couldn't wait any longer.
A dowry?
Aye, for my sister Molly. It's plain she is a figure and face, and she needs a dowry to get herself a man. Do you understand that, boy?
I think so.
Molly's all I've got. I was on my way to Tucson to see her.
Tucson? That ain't but a couple days from here.
Dublin's no further for all I see her now.
Can she cook?
Aye. Like the gods showed her. She can make biscuits so light they need holding down lest they float away.
I gotta see Dan!
O'Toole didn't give you a hard time, is he? He didn't get away, did he?
It's not that, Dan. Well, I was figuring, we ain't gonna have a cook once O'Toole's hung, right?
Well, not unless you figure on taking on the job again.
I ain't much of a cook.
It would be a lot harder on O'Toole just feeding him a messy old flapjack.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With O'Toole hung and dead, well, we ain't gonna have nobody to cook the mouthwater and nourishing victuals that hard-working miners gotta have.
You ain't wrong about that, boy.
Well, I know where you can get the best cook in the whole world. As if the God showed her how.
Her? A female?
A female. She can cook biscuits so light that you have to hold them down, lest they float away.
Where is she?
Not far, in Tucson.
How come you heard about her?
She's O'Toole's sister.
Nat, you wouldn't be trying to make some kind of a deal with me, would you? Like, say, a cook for O'Toole's life?
Ain't it worth it?
Well, I gotta admit, I ain't crazy about the idea of hanging somebody if I can figure out some other way to get justice done.
You mean to tell me you'd go all the way to Tucson for a female cook that don't exist?
How do you know she don't?
'Cause O'Toole invented her, 'cause O'Toole's a lying thief.
Dan, it won't hurt none to see.
Well, all right. But you tell that O'Toole, if he ain't got a sister there that wants to come up here, he's gonna get hung all right and real slow.
Poor days. You ought to be here by now. You were telling the truth, weren't you, O'Toole? I mean, you do have a sister in Tucson.
Aye, lad. The devil if it is. She may have met some man who married her without a dowry and took her off someplace.
Hey, it's Dan! You got her!
Miss Molly, these here's the gentleman I was telling you about. Gentlemen, this here's Miss Molly O'Toole.
Terrence? By the Almighty.
Get those ropes off of him.
Men were just having a little fun, Miss Molly. There was no harm intended.
No harm intended, Molly lass. Thank you, Mr. Long.
All right, O'Toole. Listen, we're going to have to rig up a place for a new cook, so y'all get busy.
Guess we're gonna have to spruce up for you, ma'am.
Mind if I carry your bag, ma'am?
I'll take that, Ed.
Molly, I want you to meet a very special friend of mine, Mr. Nat Miller, writer-to-be.
It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Miss Molly, could I help you over to the kitchen? I know you're tired after that 2-day trip, and that's about the only place we have for you to rest right now.
Sure, they make a handsome couple. You know, the good Lord did a mighty fine thing when he created the fairer sex. I've crossed many a water in my time, lad. But I'll tell you one thing. A woman, she can do more for a man than all the ships of the sea.
Now, there's China and Spain, and the shores of Maine, and other places I'd like to see. But a woman,
she can do more for a man than all the ships of the sea.
Nat composed other verses to go with O'Toole's chorus, and the miners sang them lustily that night to show Molly how truly important she was in their camp. The verses were sung at Dan's and Molly's wedding, too. And these were the first lyrics of the boy who was later to become famous as a writer of pioneer poetry, Joaquin Miller.
Death Valley Days, where Western history comes alive. With your host, Dale Robertson.
Stories of the Old West are stories of hardships and adventure, of dreams and of courage. Stories of the American pioneer are all a part of our past, of our heritage. The shimmering heat, the dust, and the longing for gold brought out the worst and the best in the men who sought fortunes on the desert in the 19th century. Men from totally different walks of life were thrown together. Unique friendships were made. And sometimes, a man's life depended on the faith of one who but a few days before was a total stranger. This is what happens in our story tonight, which took place in the Arizona Territory at early candlelight.
What's the matter with you? Can't you burn?
Yeah, having trouble, Nat?
That's a dang stove. I must have come over on the Mayflower. Won't burn or nothing.
Oh, looky there. Now, ain't those pretty?
Now, you needn't bother with the remarks. Just help yourself and keep going.
I'm just telling you how pretty they are. And you know they got staying power, too. Mine stayed with me all day yesterday.
Just like a piece of leather.
Yeah. Yeah, so you better go light with them, fellas. What's left over, we use to mend our saddles.
Well, I'm quitting. You guys can cook your own dang food.
You getting ready to leave us, boy?
You saying I ain't?
Well, no, but we got kind of verbal agreement, ain't we?
Kinda.
Well, you gonna back out on that?
Well, I ain't a cook and I never will be.
Sure be sorry to see you go, Nat.